Hey everybody, I am so excited. The NHL schedule is out. Let's go. This is going to be a really fun video to go through here. Obviously this is breaking right now, just happening. The NHL schedule is slowly rolling out here. The full schedule is mostly rolling out team by team. I haven't seen anything from NHL.com yet with a full schedule like every single day or anything, but they're focused on the beginning of the season and when these teams are opening. Team by team is rolling out the full schedule on their Twitters, and we can look at that in just a few minutes, but I want to get right into this here. As you can see, I am so excited. We have an NHL schedule for 2020-2021. This is absolutely huge. So really excited to get back into hockey here. We know that it's starting January 13th. A few teams are starting the 13th. There'll be a good slate of games there, but then the rest of the teams are starting either the 14th or the 15th. Let's go check this right now. This is from NHL.com, and this is the picture that a lot of people are seeing right now on Twitter, the season openers. So this goes division by division here, with season openers for each team. So obviously, Calgary starts against Winnipeg on the 14th. Edmonton starts against Vancouver on the 13th. Montreal starts against Toronto on the 13th. Ottawa doesn't start till the 15th against Toronto. And then obviously they're all playing within their division all season long. Anaheim and Vegas start the 14th. I'm not going to go through every single one, but you guys can see here, this is on NHL.com. It's all over Twitter right now. This is the season openers picture. Obviously, there's one for every team here, either starting on the 13th or the 14th. Ottawa seems to be the only team that doesn't start until the 15th. So Ottawa fans are going to have to wait an extra day, but everyone else starts either the 13th or the 14th. So that is that's on NHL.com. If you dig deeper into there, right here, headlines announces 2020-21 schedule. Let's go on to Twitter now, because this is where you're going to get to see more of the full schedules as we're going through a lot of these teams. Here's Calgary. Let's see. I know here's Washington. They have their full schedule here, as you can see. So if you want to look at their schedule for January, February, March, they have their full schedule out. The full schedules tend to be coming out team by team, not as anything as put completely out there by the NHL. Here's Chicago's. They have a season schedule right here. This is all of their games this coming season, all 56. Panthers have theirs out. I honestly really like the way that the Panthers did this with kind of their sets. You know, versus Dallas, versus Chicago, at Carolina, at Columbus. I like the way the Panthers did that release there. Obviously, here's the picture I just showed you that's all over Twitter, getting spread everywhere right now. But schedules are out. That is the big news right now. Schedules are out, which is absolutely massive. Now I want to go to, so let's see if they have this schedule page up on NHL.com yet. We would need to go to January 13th, and they do have the 13th up. Last I checked, they didn't have any other days, so like, yeah, the 15th still doesn't have anything. 14th still doesn't have anything, but NHL.com on the schedule page does have the 13th up. So this is big because this is opening night. This is how the NHL is returning after being away, after so much uncertainty. This is how they're returning. We don't have times yet for the games, but we do have opponents. Vancouver versus Edmonton. Incredibly good game. Colorado versus St. Louis, fantastic game. Classic rivalry in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay and Chicago, which honestly I think is the worst game of this opening night. And then Toronto versus Montreal, another classic rivalry. Wednesday, January 13th is going to be absolutely awesome. All of these games, with the exception of maybe this one here between Tampa and Chicago, is going to be an absolutely A-plus matchup. And I am really excited. So let's see if anything. Battle of Alberta 10 times. Are you kidding me? How can you not be super excited about this? Calgary and Edmonton 10 times this season. February 6th, 19th, 20th, March 6th, 15th, 17th, April 2nd, April 29th, May 1st, and May 7th, which will be right at probably their last game, second to last game of the season. They play Vancouver on the last day. the 8th. But oh my, how can you not be excited about this? This is going to be so sick. I absolutely cannot wait. And that's the big thing about this whole schedule release. Everything is within the division this year. Rivalries are going to be taking center stage. There's no more Wednesday night rivalry. It's every night rivalry this year in the NHL. These teams are going to be playing each other 7, 8, 9, 10 times this season, depending on the division. It's going to be absolutely sick. I've been a huge proponent of more interdivisional matchups. In a normal season, the fact that Pittsburgh and Philadelphia only play each other 4 times a year in a regular schedule is garbage to me. The fact that Boston and Toronto only play each other 4 times a year, the fact that Vegas and San Jose only play each other 4 times a year, that is garbage to me. There needs to be more divisional play in the NHL to begin with in a normal year. Obviously, this year is not a normal year, but what we get now is a season of nothing but divisional play. It's going to be absolutely incredible. I cannot wait. And this schedule is going to be awesome. There are going to be 10 out of 10 A-plus matchups every single night in the NHL this year, rather than just getting a few nights a week that are really good and then a bunch of cross-conference trash that nobody really wants to watch. You know, I don't need to see San Jose play Carolina. I don't need to see, you know, Vancouver wasting time playing Columbus. I want to see Vancouver playing Calgary. I want to see Vancouver playing Edmonton. That's what we're getting this year. We're getting a whole lot more Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia and a whole lot less Pittsburgh versus LA. We're getting a whole lot more of, you know, Vegas versus San Jose and a whole lot less of Vegas versus give me a Florida Panthers or some trash like that no one really wants to watch. This is how the NHL should be much more on a regular basis. Not saying they should only have divisional games in a normal year, but there should be a lot more divisional games and a lot less cross-conference games in a normal year. I've been saying that for years now. We're getting it this year. Rivalries are going to be taking center stage. This is all about playing within your division, playing the same teams over and over, absolutely hating each other, and playing physical, nasty rivalry hockey. And I absolutely cannot wait for this. This is going to be incredible. Another thing I noticed just looking through some team schedules and stuff, there's not as many back-to-back games as I thought there were going to be. Obviously they're playing games in sets versus the same team, but there's not as many back-to-backs. There's still plenty of back-to-back games. Where teams play, you know, Friday, Saturday, you know, Saturday, Sunday, 2 days in a row. But there's not as many as I thought there were going to be. There's a lot where there's a day off in between. So let's say you're Boston and you're at Buffalo. There's a lot of times where it's at Buffalo on Friday, they get Saturday off, and then they play at Buffalo again on Sunday with that day in between that I wasn't quite sure that we were going to get. But there's not as many back-to-backs as I thought that there were going to be this season. It's a little more spread out and not as condensed as I thought it was going to have to be, which obviously is good because back-to-backs certainly take a toll on the player. Quality of play kind of goes down in the second game a lot. Just because guys are tired. I'm glad that there's not so many back-to-backs as what I was expecting, but there are still quite a few, obviously, just because you have to fit 56 games into 4 months. So, that's obviously not an easy thing to do. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, the sets. Everything's in sets this year for the most part. Most are 2 games. Most sets are 2 games, but there are occasions where you have 3, 4, and even up to 5. I believe it was Anaheim and LA play each other 5 games in a row at one point towards the end of the regular season. That's basically a mini playoff series within the regular season. Gonna be absolutely sick. Really, really excited. Obviously, LA and Anaheim both, probably not going to be playoff teams this year, but against each other, they're getting their own almost mini playoff series with a 5-game set at one point this year. So most of the sets are in sets of 2 where, you play, this team twice, then go play another team twice. But there are some where it goes up to 4 or 5 even. So That kind of varies throughout the year. But that's just kind of my initial reaction to the schedule release. Obviously, cannot wait for January 13th. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Such a fun NHL season. Interdivisional play only, where you only play within your division. You're playing the same teams over and over. Rivalries are going to be boiling over this year. These teams are going to absolutely hate each other, and it's going to be hockey exactly the way that it's supposed to be played. I am so excited, if you can't tell by just how I am in this video. This is going to be absolutely incredible. So really excited to get hockey back here. Cannot wait to see these matchups. This divisional play is going to be fantastic, and we're going to see some really heated, physical hockey action this year. Hockey being played the way that it's supposed to be played. I can't wait. Hope you guys are excited too. With that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store and donation link are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.